I was thinking, what am I gonna post this week? And then, ding 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 ding! It's almost Halloween. Why not a spooky story? Do you believe in ghosts? I'm Mariana Bridges with eXp Realty, and I'm gonna tell you about the ghost that haunts the Aquia Church in Stafford, Virginia. Aquia Church is located off of Jefferson Davis Hwy on Route 1 and I-95. It has survived a fire, wars, and a murder. It has 2 stories and it's built in the shape of a cross when viewed from the above. The current brick church was built in 1751, but it was burnt down in 1754 and it was rebuilt inside the shell of the building in 1757. So, it's said that a young blonde woman was traveling the dark roads of the rural Stafford and some man accosted her. She ran, she hid in the church, but unfortunately and sadly, the man found her and murdered her in cold blood. After the end of the Revolutionary War in 1775, Aquia Church reopened and started services again. That's when church members discovered a body that was hidden in the vestry. The body had been there for decades, and it was a skeleton with a full head of beautiful blonde hair. Even though they tried to remove the blood stains from the scene, her blood could never be removed and stayed in the tower for well over 100 years. It was only covered up by concrete during a restoration. Since the discovery of the skeleton, church members have mentioned hearing and seeing strange things happening, like footsteps that will break into a frantic run, noises coming from the vestry, and some have mentioned that the noises even sound like a struggle, a whistle, and even a call for help. Some have mentioned seeing a transparent woman in the church's windows, on the balcony, and in the graveyard. Since details of her life, death, and murder are still unknown, members of the church start referring to her as blondbeth. It's said that the activity gets stronger at night, and over the years people try to venture staying overnight at the church, but they end up being chased away by an unfriendly presence. In the 1990s, during a celebration of Aquia Church's anniversary, the church invited a group of Civil War reenactors to pitch their tents on the church lawn between the graveyard and the church building, where they planned to stay from Saturday night until Sunday. Well, on Sunday, while talking to Father Kier, I think that's how it's pronounced his last name, a few group members said there was an incident during the night. Dun, dun, dun. They said that they saw a red and orange flickering light coming from the vestry that swayed back and forth, on and off, during the whole night. One person joked and said to Father Kier that was probably the ghost, and that the father should probably check the light bulb that was in the vestry. But guess what happened? Father Kier smiled and said that the vestry didn't have any electrical wiring or lights, that the light they saw was probably the ghost church, blondbeth, that was just curious about the Civil War soldiers that had returned. According to the church website, if you want to tour the church, you can go directly to their office, give them a call, or send them an email, and you can schedule. They also offer virtual tours. So if you're not in the area and still curious to know what the church looks like, that's another good option. I had to move and I put my glass back on. So I have a question. Do you believe in ghosts? Let me know in the comments. This was our Halloween special. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button and I will see you next week.